Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighed in at 215 pounds. Fighting out of New Glarus, Wisconsin, representing New Glarus MMA, Joseph Lewis.
Okay, I love New Glarus. Let's have a spotted cow, Rich.
Standing across the cage. He's 6 feet even, weighed in at 215 pounds. Fighting out of Janesville, Wisconsin, representing Fearless MMA, Josh Gardner. Your referee, Tom Devo DiValis.
Fight number 3 on our undercard sees Joseph Lewis and Josh Gardner. Gardner fighting out of Fearless MMA in Janesville. Joseph Lewis fighting out of New Glarus and New Glarus MMA.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a spotted cow on his trunks. But
Absolutely.
I love local versus local. That's great, man. Good for the fans.
And two big guys going at it. I tell you what, early on, Lewis with a flurry of punches, able to knock Gardner down, but Gardner back up on his feet right now. And, boy, he's got some ham hocks for legs there.
Yeah, those are tree trunks, and those knees, I can tell you, man, that in your thigh and this time the back of the knee, those well up, they get cramped up, that hurts. But nice counter there by Lewis on the roll through.
Both guys now trying to get position here and grappling right in the center of the cage, and once again, it is Gardner with the takedown.
Yep, nice double leg, got his hips underneath him. Now getting to that, trying to do that full guard there, full mount there, as Lewis trying to fight off with the half guard there, and I can tell you again, when you're 215 pounds and a big trunk like that on top of you, it's not a fun place to be. Now using a little bit of the cage for leverage. You're smart there by Gardner to push off, get a little more leverage on top.
Gardner also getting the hand free as well. Earlier looked like almost an elbow, and I thought the ref was going to jump in, but did not. And now it is Lewis who was able to escape, but he might not escape those tree trunk legs that we were talking about.
Yeah, nice roll through. As a former youth wrestling coach, we always talk about position. He got a little too high, did Gardner. Now he's in some trouble. It was hammer fist from Lewis. And just like that, Rich, how the tides turn in a quick flurry. Now it's Gardner in a whole bunch of trouble here against the cage.
Lewis with a couple strong right hands, got a left in there now, and all of a sudden Gardner finds himself on his back trying to get to a better spot here against Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis, what you want to do there is kind of chase the hips there. Yep, just like that. Try and get behind, get back on that top position. Not sure you can really get a submission there, but you can certainly land some fists and really make him burn some energy from the bottom.
And when you talk about chase the hips means what there, Joe?
Yeah, so it's like following around, right? It's like a dog chasing his tail. You want to just follow right around his hips, get behind the hips, get on top position. Look at big
good right
fist. They're going to stop it. Ref's going to call it.
Going to stop it, and this is actually a timeout.
Oh, no, he's going to hit it in the back of the head. Hit him on the back of the head.
And that's what I thought that was what it was going to be. So instead of stopping the fight, a couple of rabbit blows there,
yep.
And so
that was a good call by the ref too. I mean, I don't think it was intentional. He started on the face, and Lewis's head slipped down, ended up to the back of the neck. But good job by the official spotting it, and we're okay.
This timeout also working to Lewis's advantage. It looks like he might have got hit in the groin as well. So as Gardner gets to clear his head, Lewis gets to clear the other one, and hopefully we'll be back at fighting here pretty soon.
Oh, I've been there, Mr. Lewis. That is not a fun spot to be. Not to get too graphic, Rich, but as a former MMA guy and wrestler, that's it takes the wind out of you, really. And you burn so much. This is such a cardio-centric sport. It really, not to make light of it, you lose your breath, and
Absolutely.
it takes you at least a minute or two. So you say, oh, he's faking it or he's looking for a break. No, he's trying to catch his wind, and it was stopped on a rabbit punch, but obviously he got one below the belt there as well.
Half the population indeed knows what Joseph Lewis is going through right now as he is trying to get his wits about him. Gardner up and talking to our referee right now as they straighten things out. Lewis does get a few more seconds here. I think he
might need a couple of cans of that spotted cow to ice it down.
Absolutely.
After that. Head back to New Glarus tonight. I will say this, though. We haven't, I'm not a jinx it, Rich. We haven't had a fight go the distance out of the first round yet. This has by far and away been our most if we're judging it, first minute and a half clearly to Gardner, last minute and a minute and change clearly to Lewis. Another question becomes, who wins this round? Lewis probably back, but boy, Gardner landing some big strikes, so if you're looking from a judge's perspective, if this match were to go the distance, this is a real even round right now.
Now the doc coming in, checking out Josh Gardner. Again, with shots to the back of the head, just making sure no damage was done. Doesn't have to worry too much about Lewis, who is now back up on his feet. And it looks like we're going to have fighting resume here momentarily.
You wonder who coined the phrase blood sport, because this isn't a tough sport at all. One guy's getting checked for a concussion. One guy's wondering if he's going to be able to have kids someday, and yet here we are still fighting.
And both amateurs and doing it for nothing right now, just for the experience of it all, as Lewis shoots in and a good takedown by Joseph Lewis.
Textbook double leg, shoulder in the chest, just like you're a linebacker making a tackle. That was perfectly executed by Lewis. And now look out, Gardner. You got to get your hands up or ref may get involved here.
There's that right hand again by Lewis. Very effective as Gardner trying to answer with a right hand of his own. As, again, both guys, I think, are just going to be happy to hear that bell.
Yeah, that really was a grinder of a round. It'd be tough for the judges. I probably lean a little bit Lewis there. He come on a little stronger at the end. But, boy, like we said, Rich, at a fight 3, this has by far and away been our best fight so far. These guys seem evenly matched, 215, and they're a trim 215 each of them. This is going to be a good fight.
Good matchup here. We are through round 1 of 3. We are back for round number 2 after this on TVW. Oh. I was like, wait, why?
Paging Lyle Banks to the Monona Terrace. Yeah, well, sometimes though, like the finger one, like when the grazing shots are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I had a guy like this shoot, and it just kind of clipped it like with his hand, and I thought I was going to die. I mean, it just little baby karate chop. Look at that. Pretty good hammers there on the replay.
Both of our fighters needed that 60 seconds to come back to life as they charge each other for round number 2. Good strikes
Lewis.
here as
Look
Lewis
out.
now a
Look out,
flurry of
Lewis.
shots. Gardner
Okay,
in
Lewis.
trouble. Gardner able to stave it off momentarily, now trying to use the knee, and look out, a wild left, I think, caught the side of the head of Gardner. Gardner hanging in there, but getting caught.
He's got to get his hands up, boy. Lewis is teeing off. I don't know how Gardner's still on his feet. He connected jaw center, Rich, on about 5 in a row there.
The one thing I think is Gardner catches it again. 2 big shots. And somehow it is Lewis now who is down, and Gardner on top of him, and raining down blows and another timeout.
Get another. I think he hit him on the back of the head again. I think old Gardner, though, has a stronger chin than Homer Simpson did against Dredrick Tatum. I never seen anyone take so many shots. He ends up getting on top. What am I watching here? That was crazy.
The best part of that scene was Homer walking into Why Can't We Be Friends? Love that scene as we digress here a little bit.
Simpson Dredrick Tatum, by the way, on CFFC 27 coming next fall. So I know Josh Sterry's efforting hard on that fight.
That would be one heck of a matchup. Lewis down right now. Gardner on the opposite end of the cage getting instruction from the referee. And again, I think so this was another hammer blow. Is that what it was? But this time it was Gardner. Yeah. Hitting him in the back of the head.
And Lewis's corner getting scolded.
A rabbit blow, and now actually the ref is warning the corner. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're fired up. They want to protect their guy, but the ref did his job. I would assume that a point's coming off the scorecard here for Gardner. He's given him his time. He's probably winning this round, Rich, based on those strikes to start the round. I mean, we got a long way to go here, 218, but
came out striking as Gardner is up. He's got some cuts on his face. Right cheek is kind of welting up right there for Gardner. Gardner trained by Patrick Delgado over in the corner for Fearless MMA. Delgado, a veteran of Chosen Few, and has appeared in main events here as well.
I love what Tom Davalos, our official here, is doing. And, he's going to explain to both corners. He's going to the judges. He's going to, everyone. And he really took charge, and this could have maybe spiraled after the second stoppages. You saw Lewis's corner. Now we have the physician attending. The first one we saw, obviously, Rich, the hit below the belt, that was pretty obvious. I don't know if it's this one, if it's just he got his bell wrong or.
We've had.
Oh, here we go. Poke to the eye. I guess that's what he's saying here. So maybe an eye gouge or.
We've had actually 3 minutes and 42 seconds of fight time and about 6 minutes of stoppage. The action, when it has been going on, has been spectacular.
Great fight. That's why you hate to see this. You lose momentum for both guys. I mean, it was Lewis tagging off on Gardner's start, then Gardner counters, and then all of a sudden Lewis counters the counter. I mean, this has just been a great round. We're only 42 seconds in.
Lewis getting checked out by the doc. Not sure if he's okay. He has not gotten up yet.
Well, and we're not paying by the hour here, but at some point, if you're, the doctor, you have to make a decision and just say, look, I know it's tough, but you can't just take all the time here to recover and get your win back. You got to say, put your hands up, touch the knucks. Can you fight or can't you? And I think the doctor at this point, now it's on him, Rich, to say, and the ref to get back in there and say, look, can you continue or not? Because you're right, 3 minutes is, this is going on long enough. They got to fight or they got to call it.
DJ trying to get the crowd pumped up again. No more dead space as we take a look at some of the action here in round number 2.
I mean, just trading haymakers. Look at these guys. I don't know how Gardner survived that. And then look at this. He comes back with a body lock and ended up on top. Oh, they're saying that's it. Yeah,
they're going to wave this fight off. I'm guessing this will be a no contest. We'll get the official word here, but they are going to go ahead. Or is it he just? Yeah. Or is he waving the music off? Or is this just the end of the fight?
Well, it's got to be. The way, I mean, he must, whether it was intentional or not, or it was a fist or not, something rung his bell. Maybe he did kind of fall me. The concussion you don't ever think about, Rich, but happens a lot is when the neck gets bent. You see it a lot in football, right? You say, well, he didn't even hit his head that hard, but the neck gets bent back. It's that whiplash effect. And I wonder when he went into the cage hard there. I know they're going to focus on the rabbit punchers, but I think he may have fallen weird, bent his neck awkwardly, and you can end up getting your bell rung pretty hard. From where we're sitting cage at, that's where I'm putting my money on. Any event, the fight's done.
The fight is
indeed done.
Great
fight it was starting out to be. That's
good
a bummer.
Action, so we'll get the official word here. Ken Bostetter talking to the officials in the ring. I think that he's got it kind of figured out. Yeah, for an amateur fight, too, you really want to err on the side of caution.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
these guys, like you said earlier in our last amateur fight, these guys are doing it for the love of the game.
Yep.
The difference between, if you don't know, amateur and professional, they don't get paid any money, right? You always see at major golf events, and there's that guy on Sunday, he's got the A by his name, and he's not getting paid, and then they turn professional,
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Matt Kuchar, Tiger Woods were 18 years old.
Due to unintentional blows to the back of the head, and we did not complete 2 rounds, this bout is scored a no contest.
Crowds always love the no contest. Boy, oh boy. Well, too bad, but that was the right call. So
yeah, it was good while it lasted.
It was good while it lasted. Ken Bostetter is right. Lewis still on the stool. Gardner kneeled over in the cage as well. Well, we will come back with our 4th fight of the evening from Monona Terrace. This is Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 26 on TW.